The men are waiting in the wings, and after 6 very grueling events of a very even matchup, Joe Mauro leads Mark Ortega by 8 points, good for a 4-second head start. Now, both men are outstanding in this event, the Eliminator, but Mark is the man who has to come from behind. Again, the winner becomes our American Gladiator Grand Champion. Larry's with Mark at the start line.
Mark, I've been watching you compete, you old football player. Let me tell you something, 4 seconds isn't an eternity. I'd be worried if you were on my heels.
You're absolutely right, Larry. The war isn't over. There's one more battle that needs to be won. That's the Eliminator.
You look like you're ready. We'll be watching. Good luck.
Thanks.
And you know, Larry, there's a cauldron of bubbling, fiery competitiveness underneath that cool exterior of Mark's. I'll tell you who's really nervous. The 2 fiancés, Diane Duran, Mark's fiancée, looks like she's a candidate for some antacid tablets. Melissa Burnham, well, she's been here every step of the way for her Bam Bam. Talking to Mark moments before the Eliminator began, as we look at our Gladiators, he was talking about all the bumps and bruises he sustained, and that nothing was going to stop him from his mission of crossing the finish line first. And Larry, you know Bam Bam feels the same way. As a matter of fact, moments ago, this was Bam Bam in the trainer's room icing a very tender left elbow. You can see he's got that rubberized guard on it right now. Again, he's got the man with the head start. This is for all the marbles. The American Gladiator Grand Championship on the line. Joe Mauro up the treadmill. Here comes Mark. Now Joe pumping his for all he's worth across to the handbike. Can Mark make up the difference? Joe blazing across that spinning cylinder. Mark's right there.
Mark still believes he's in the thick of the hunt. Joe's up on the top. On the platform, he's away on the line. He's opening up even a greater lead.
Bam Bam shaking that blonde mane of his. He can sense victory, but he's struggling on that first wall. Mark Ortega could make up the lead as Joe stumbles between wall 1 and wall 2. Here comes Ortega. This could be close. Joe down the straightaway. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a photo finish. This is a photo finish.
We got a red call.
The initial signal is that Mark Ortega nipped Joe Mauro at the finish line. At the moment, Mark's family going absolutely wild. They have spilled over to the arena floor. Our referee, Larry Thompson, has got another tough decision to make. They will review this on videotape. Oh, is that close? Now keep in mind, Joe Mauro had a 4-second head start. This is the final straightaway over the final wall. Bam Bam still has the lead. Mark Ortega never gave up. Now watch the finish line. Not the yellow tape, but the finish line. The white stripe below the yellow tape. Mark Ortega's left arm extended over it. What's the call going to be? Where was Bam Bam in relationship to that arm? We're still waiting for the decision. Here's another look, and here's the ruling.
In a very, very close race by a matter of a few scant inches, the winner, Mark Ortega, Grand Champion.
I'm going to have a word with Mark Ortega, but right now I'm surrounded by all the Ortegas. May I borrow him for a second? No way am I going to try to rain on this parade, my friend. What a superb effort.
Thanks, Larry. I want to thank God and my family. That was the adrenaline that was flowing through my veins. And I don't know how I did it, but I came out on top.
Mark, I'm going to agree with you. I don't know how you did it either. You closed the gap on the last couple of hurdles, and then you flung yourself over the last hurdle here and literally soared through the air and grabbed the wire just split second ahead of Bam Bam.
That's what I needed to do. I needed to dive from there. I think he had made it across the last barrier before me. I just gave it all I got. I flew across, and I was just hoping that I'd reach the other side.
Mark Ortega, we called you a blue-collar worker. You brought your lunch pail. You earned every point, man, from one running back to another. I loved it. Great job, Larry. And you are American Gladiators grand champion, my friend. Bam Bam, you had a lead, had some problems going into the wall.
Yeah, well, usually they're my strong point, but not today.
I know you're not the kind of guy to make excuses. It just isn't in you.
Not today.
You gave it a great run. We enjoyed watching you. You didn't lose. You were the runner-up. And the fact that you gave it your best and just came that close, a split second.
Well, I'm glad I came this far, and surf's up. That's where I'm headed.
Congratulations, Bam Bam.
How close was it? Mark Ortega won by 0.02 of a second. 4.8.86 to Joe Mauro's 4.8.88. It's a finish we won't soon forget here on the American Gladiators. We'll be back with the closing ceremonies in just a moment. A round of applause for our 4 Grand Championship contenders. Our women's runner-up from New York City, Kimberly Lentz. And our men's runner-up from Brooklyn, New York, Joe Bam Bam Mauro. And now, our American Gladiators grand champions for this season. First, from Costa Mesa, California, our women's grand champion, Kathy Malika. And who will ever forget his finish in the Eliminator? Our men's American Gladiator grand champion for this year, from Fullerton, California, Mark Ortega. Dramatic moments, the kind that only come from athletes who perform beyond what even they imagine. Emotional efforts full of spirit, heart, and determination. That's what the American Gladiators is all about. That's it for this year. For Larry Zonka, I'm Mike Adamle. See you again next season.